So hello everyone. We are going to try this problem, Rook Defenders from CF 791 Div 2. So before going into the solution, you can try pausing the video and you can try the problem yourself. Okay. I hope you have tried this problem at least once. So let's look into the problem statement. The problem statement is very clear and concise. It says that we are having a square chessboard of size n cross n. Let's consider n is equal to 7. So we are having a square chessboard of 7 cross 7. Rows are numbered from 1 to n from top to bottom. Yeah, rows are numbered from 1 to n from top to bottom. And similarly, columns are numbered from 1 to n from left to right. And for each cell, right? So each cell is denoted by x comma y. Suppose we need to denote this cell. So yeah, it will be denoted by x comma y, where x is row number and y is column number, right? Yeah, here x is row number and y is column number. And we also need to perform Q queries of three types. The first type is that put a new row at select comma y. Suppose we are given, right, there are three type of queries. First is put a new row at 2 comma 3. Let's say similarly again, let's say we need to put a row at 3 comma 6. So it will be 1 3 comma 6. We need to place a new row at 3 comma 6. And it is also mentioned that there will be no rook at that position, right? If you are going to put rook at that position at x comma y, if you want to put a rook at x comma y, there will be no rook, right? It is also mentioned here. Right now, it's mentioned. Now, for second type of query, okay, let me place some more rook here. For second type of query, it says that we will be given 2 x comma y, means we need to remove a rook from x comma y. Let's say 2 5 comma 3. So there is a rook at 5 comma 3. We need to remove it. It is mentioned that, okay, sorry. It's mentioned that there will be rook at that position. It is guaranteed. It is guaranteed that there will be a rook at that position only, right? Only when we are going to remove. And third query says that for check if each cell of subrectangle x1 y1 to x2 y2 of the board is attacked by at least one rook. Okay. Let's consider this subrectangle. It is asked that we need to check that this subrectangle, in the subrectangle, each cell is attacked by at least one rook. Okay, let me place some rook here. Yeah, this cell is attacked by this rook. This cell is attacked by, okay, let me use different color. This cell is attacked by this rook. This cell is attacked by this rook. Similarly, this cell is attacked by this rook. This rook. This cell is attacked by this rook, and this rook also. This cell is attacked by this rook, and this rook also. Similarly here. Similarly, yeah. This rook attacks all this, and similarly these 4 rooks attack all the 4 bottom cells. So in this example, all the cells of this subrectangle is attacked by at least one rook. Let's take different subrectangle here. Okay. Let's take, okay. Let's take this subrectangle here. In this subrectangle, okay, no. Okay, let's say, okay. Let's take this subrectangle, right? In this subrectangle, this cell is attacked by this rook and this cell is not attacked. So in this case, not all the cells are being attacked by at least one rook, right? So yeah, we need to check. And how it is given, that x1 y1, okay. x1 y1 is the coordinate of top left and x2 y2 is the coordinate of bottom right. In this subrectangle, x1 y1 is 6 2 and x2 y2 is x1 y1 is 6 2 and x2 y2 is 6 3. Yeah, fine, right? X1 y1 is coordinate of top left and x2 y2 is coordinate of bottom right. Now it is given that, okay, now for the third type of query, that is for this checking, for this type of query, we need to print yes if each cell is attacked by at least one rook. If it is not, we need to print no, right? Suppose this is the system and we were given this rook, we were given this subrectangle. What is, okay, for this subrectangle we will be given query as 3 x1 y1. What is x1? x1 is 5, y1 is 3. 5 3, x2 y2, x is 7, y is 6. Yeah, so for this okay, x1 y1 x2 y2, for this it denotes this subrectangle. For this the answer is going to be yes. Similarly for this example, that is 3 type of query, then 6 2, and then 7 2, that is this subrectangle. For this the answer would be no. That is for, okay, we need to print that, we need to print yes when all the cells of the subrectangle is attacked by at least one rook. If there's at least one cell which is not attacked by at least one rook, then we need to print no. Hope you understood the problem statement. Try pausing the video and try attempting the problem by yourself. Okay. Now let me share my solution to you. Okay, let me remove all these things. Stroke razor. Yeah. Okay. 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 Let's say this is our scenario in which we are having rooks at these positions. Okay. Now what I want to say is that, okay, let's maintain the number of rows which are free, which does not have any rooks, right? Let's maintain free rows and let's maintain free column. Free rows are the rows that does not have any rook. Example, in first row we are having rook here. In the second row we are having rook here. In the third row we are having rook at these positions. In fourth we are having rook at here. In fifth we are not having any rook, right? Yeah. Now in sixth we are having a rook. In seventh we are not having any rook. Fine. Similarly, let's maintain free column as columns which does not have any rook. In the first column we are having rook. In the second column we are not having any rook. In the third column we are having fourth, we are having fifth, we are having sixth, we are having seventh, we are having. Now, right, we maintain free rows and free columns. And we are going to update it according to, right, we are going to update it according to our query, that if we are going to place a new rook, we will update it. If we are going to remove a rook, we are going to update it, right? Now, what I mean is that, let's say, let's say, let's say we are given query that, hey, we are given a query of third type, that is we are given a subrectangle x1 y1 and subrectangle x2 y2. Now if 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 there are no free rows, if there are no free rows from x1 y1 from x1 to x2, or if there are no free columns from y1 to y2, if there are no free rows or there are no free columns, right, corresponding from x1 to x2, that is there are no free rows, and similarly there are no free rows from y1 to y2, right, that is no free rows from x1 to x2, or no free rows from y1 to y2, then it is possible, then it is obviously sure that all the cells then it is obvious that all the cells in that subrectangle is going to be attacked by at least one rook. Let's say here, let's consider this subrectangle. In this x1 is what? X1 is 3 and sorry, y1 is 3 and y2 is 6. If you consider there are no free columns from y1 to y2. There are no free columns from y1 to y2. But there are free rows 5 and 7 in this, right? But there are no free columns from y1 to y2. This is false. This is true. Then it is possible, then it is sure that each cell is going to be attacked by at least one rook. Yeah, you can see that. Each cell is attacked by at least one rook. Now, let's consider this and this. Okay, in this is free column and this is free rows. That both the conditions are false. That is no free rows, but yeah, there's a free no free rows. Yeah, but there's a free row, right? No free col. It should be no columns. Sorry, no free columns. Yeah, but there's a free column here. So both conditions are false in this case. Then yeah, it is possible that all the cells are there's at it is possible that there's at least one cell which is not attacked by any of the rook. You can see, you can find it that hey, this is the cell which is not attacked by any rook. Fine. So now we got our answer that hey, we need to update this free row and free column, and with the help of this free row and free column data structure, we need to answer the query very fast. Optimally, we need to find that there are no free rows from this and there are no free columns from this. So we can do it using binary search. Okay, how? Let's look into this. Okay, solve करते हैं. Okay, now let's look into the solution. Okay, let me tell you my approach. What I'm going to do is that first of all, I'm going to maintain two arrays, that is row and column. These two array, that row I would actually store the number of rows, the number of rooks in the row number I. That is, in the example in the row number 3, that is there are two rooks. So yeah, row 3 would store 2. Similarly, column I would store number of rooks in the column I. Now, I am also going to maintain two PBDs. I hope you know PBDs. If you don't know PBDs, so there would be our actually learning concept video of PBDs. You can look into that. PBDs is actually data structure. Right? It is a set-like data structure, or it is called as ordered data structure, in which in set we cannot know the position of any element, right? We cannot know the index or position of that element. But in PBDs, it is similar to set within plus point that we can know the number of elements smaller than that element. Right? In set we cannot find the number of elements smaller than given element. We can just find or delete the element. But in PBDs we can insert, find and all. And we can also find the number of elements smaller than that. That's the advantage. We are going to maintain two PBDs, that is free row and free column. These two PBDs are going to store all the rows in the ordered way that are free, and similarly all the columns in the ordered way that are free. Now suppose right, initially all the rows are free and all the columns are free, right? Because there are no rooks initially. So initially, when there are no rows, there are no rooks, we are going to insert all rows and all columns from row number 0. We are considering 0-based indexing. So all rows from 0 to n, I would be inserting it into free row, and similarly all columns from 0 to n, I would be inserting into free column. As I told you before, that PBDS is similar to set, right? All the functionalities are same, the syntax is same, but we are having two extra functionality, that is finding the index, that is finding the position of the element and finding the element smaller than that. Yeah. So, and as there are no rooks, so all the rows, that all row I would be empty and all column I would be empty. So I'm set it with the 0. I took input of n and q. Now when there's a query type of 1, it means that I need to insert. Now when I'm insert, I would be taking input of x and y, converting into 0-based indexing. Now I would be doing row x plus plus and similarly column y plus plus. After modifying it, If suppose row x is 1, means before it was free, before doing plus plus it would have been 0. That's why it have become 1. So if it becomes 1, means already, means before it was in free row, now it is not in a free row because there's a rook at that row number. So I need to remove it. Similarly, same goes with the column. If initially column y was 0, and after doing column y plus plus, column y equal 1. In case if it becomes 1, means already initially it was free, now it is not free, there is a rook at that column. I need to remove the rook, I need to remove that column number from free column, and in this case I need to remove that row number from free row. Yeah. I took input, converted into zero base indexing. Now did row x plus plus column y plus plus, and similarly if row x equal once, I need to remove it from free row. Similarly if column y equal once, I need to remove that column number from that. Suppose if query type is 2, means I need to remove rook from that position. It is guaranteed that there would be a rook at that position already. So again, initially there would be row x on minus minus minus. If it becomes 0, means there is no rook at that row number. I need to insert it into free row. Similarly, if column y on doing minus minus on removing a rook from column y, if it becomes 0, means it is now empty. There was no, it means now it is empty. Now there is no rook at that column number. Means x comma y is now empty. There is no rook. There is no rook at that column number, at that cell. So I need to insert this in the free row, this row number, and similarly this column number into free column. Yeah, I did. X minus minus y minus minus. If row x is 0, I need to insert it at free row, and similarly if column y is 0, I need to insert it into free column. Now, as I told you before that, if there was no free rows or there are no free columns, sorry, if there are no free columns or there are no free rows, it means that there is no free row from x2 to x1, means that there is a rook at these positions, right? There are at least one rook at these positions, and so that all the cells can be attacked, right? If there are no free rows, if there are no free columns, then all the cells can be attacked, right? From the rooks above. Similarly, if there are no free columns, similarly there are no free rows, then all the rows can be attacked, right? Either there are no free rows or no free columns. Now, I took input for the third query. I took input of x1, y1, x2, y2, did zero base indexing. What this order of key does in PVDS, order of key tells that number of elements smaller than that. Right? As we know that all the row numbers are going to be distinct, are going to be unique. So order of key x2 plus 1 would give me all the number of rows. Okay, now let me explain you. Okay, suppose this is x2 and I'm doing x2 plus 1. Means I am finding number of free rows before this, means including of x2. That's why I did x2 plus 1, because order of key calculates the number of free rows less than, not less equal. That's why I'm making x2 plus 1. And similarly now finding order of key x1, let's say it's x1, so it would calculate the number of rows smaller than this. Then the difference between this would tell the number of free rows. Fine. Order of key x2 plus 1 minus free order of key x1 would tell the number of free rows in x1 to x2. Similarly, same goes with the column. Fine. There are no free rows or there are no free columns, then all the cells can be attacked. Then in that case, I need to print yes. Otherwise, I need to print no. Okay, let's submit it. Okay, I've submitted the solution before. Let's look into the solution. Yeah. This is the solution. And it's accepted verdict. Happy New Year. Okay, it's a new year, so it's showing Happy New Year. And just one more thing. Try using fast IO, because if you're not using fast IO, you would be getting TLE. So that's all. Hope you like the solution. And do not directly copy paste the solution, right? Try it solving yourself, and then if you get any issue, then you can copy paste or you can look into the video again. Thank you. Bye.